What's up, party people? This video that you're about to watch is probably one of the most important videos that you're ever going to watch on this channel, or at least for the next couple of months, because this lays down the groundwork for my position and how I see the 9x12 community card space expanding. For a lot of you guys have realized that the cards make money. For some of you guys, depending on your market, your experience, things like that, it's been a challenge. So we switched to the community cards. But I think that I don't like working hard. I'm not lazy. I just like to work smart. So this is me laying out the strategy that I think you should at least know about. I'm not going to say you should do it. This is my point of view from the evidence. I'm from the research that I've done. There is some case studies in here, so you can check the evidence yourself. But this is my take on how to make this space, the co-op, advertising, um, local marketing, like to actually make a real business out of it. I'm going to go through a number of points, and there is a simulator that where you can actually simulate um kind of the type of money that you think that you can make. Okay, now for those of you who've never been here before, this is available in EDDM Drop Pro, which is now have been changed to local market growth. Not changing the features and what it does. It's just, like I said, I'm laying the groundwork for there's more to this world than just the EDDM campaigns. Okay. That is just one tool in a toolbox. And what I'm showing you is that there's really 4 tools. Okay. So if I click on a little unicorn up here, this will take us here. Okay. Um, to note, AI assistant coming soon. For me, I have access to it because I built the software. But what you'll see is you'll see that the AI, it'll say coming soon for you. And it just kind of, it's going to help you. If you want to use it, it's totally optional. If you don't want to use it, just keep it closed. But yeah, I think it's going to unlock a lot of, of things, even with this information that you have access to now. um, the AI assistant will have access to this page, meaning that it can help you strategize. So we're trying to make things, um we're trying to bring more success to more people. That's really what I feel like we're doing here. Okay. So let's talk about this local media tycoon strategy. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna make up new words. Okay. I'm gonna read the words on the page, and then we'll just talk about the, like, I might chime in, like I might read and then I might go off on a tangent. This video probably is going to be longer. Well, all my videos are long. Yeah. So this video is probably going to be the normal length. But if you don't say, hey, you know what, I really don't care what he has to say, I'm gonna go sign up for the free software because it's free. Okay, because I just want to get access to this information. Go ahead. The link is in the description. You don't got to watch the video. But I'm gonna fill in between the lines. Okay. And this is a work in progress. I think every couple of months I'll update this so that it has newer information and a little bit more refined. So whatever you hear me say, don't think that this is the only way to do things. There are probably bits and pieces you can pull from this and do it a different way. Okay. This is the strategy that I am going to run. And it'll make sense once I get to the end. Okay. So the local media tycoon. Okay. So the concept, or like, I feel like tycoon and local are like oxymorons, right? You think tycoons, like, you know, like the robber barons of, you know, the early days of America to help build America, right? Um, just big global or national companies, right? Uh, but what I'm really saying is to think like that, but in a local way. Okay. So the whole point of this is that most of you that are watching this video, most of you that use the software, most of you that are getting my emails, it's because of the 9 by 12 method, the community cards, that whole business model, which is a part of this. Okay. That is why you're here. This is also part of the reason that this has been, I kind of went this route is because I've been watching your videos that you guys have been putting out, you guys in the community that are actually running these campaigns, and I'm watching your cold calling videos, and I'm watching your sales videos, and I watch you pitch this, and I'm just like, I never could do that. I'm not cold calling anybody. I'm not cold pitching anybody, right? I'm gonna create a strategy where they come to me. Okay. So that is kind of why I'm sharing this with you guys, because I think this is going to help a lot of you guys. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. And then we'll have fun with the simulator. We'll see. I'm actually going to simulate how much money that I'm going to try to make this upcoming year with my actual numbers from my city that I live in, and some of the the levers you can pull to try to mimic what a real world scenario would be. Okay. So let's just go through this. Let's go through the information first. Um, and this is mobile responsive. So if you're on your phone, you can see this and mess around with it all on your phone. Okay. So you're here because the 9 by 12 method is a cheat code. And it is. Okay. You probably heard something like this: get a few non-competing local businesses onto one big postcard, mail it to thousands of homes, and everyone wins. And some of you that's happening for, and some of you it's not. Okay. I'm sure there's a lot of skeptical people in this that's watching this video that want to do the 9 by 12, or you've tried it and it wasn't as easy as people were saying it was. Maybe including me. Maybe I made it seem easier than it should have been. And but you still, there's still hope. Like you're still feel like, I want this to work. Okay. So the crazy part is that's not hype. The 9 by 12 community card model works because it's simple. And this is the benefit of it. Okay. One mailer, multiple businesses split the cost, everyone reaches thousands of local homes, and you, the organizer, right, coordinate and keep the profit. That's why it's amazing, because it's the pitch deck on it is one page. You know what I'm saying? Rather than like, how do you make money? And then what's your acquisition model? It's like, it's just so simple. Okay. What I'm about to do is overcomplicate it to make it simple. Okay. So we're going to add a little more complexity to it to make it easier. Okay. So it's one of the cleanest local business models out there. Easy to explain, easy to price, easy to scale, especially for using my software, which is free. So small payoff number one, you're not selling postcards. You are selling shared attention. Okay. That's what people want. That's what the businesses want. They want eyeballs on their offers. And they want those offers to entice people to come into their establishments, or call them, or book an appointment, or whatever the call to action is. Okay. So now here's the issue nobody tells you at the beginning. Okay. And this is the big problem. Okay. The problem isn't the postcard, it's the first conversation. Most people take the 9 by 12 idea and immediately do this: walk into a business, introduce themselves, ask for money to buy an ad slot. That's tough in 2026. Okay. I think it was tough last year too. Not because postcards don't work, but because your first interaction is basically, "Hi, I'm new. Want to pay me?" It's like, "Who are you, Joker? I don't know who you are." Okay. And even if you say it nicely, it still feels like an ask first relationship. Okay. And there's a second issue that's even bigger. If all you own is a postcard campaign, right? That's you. That's your business model is just a postcard campaign. It's not very defensible. Someone else can copy it tomorrow, and they can. Literally, think about this. Just think about a business that you've sold to do a postcard with you. And maybe it's taken you a couple of months, and they finally say yes. And they got on your postcard and they got results. and they like it. And they're like, hey, I liked it. I got customers. I can come in and knock on the door and say, hey, I got a postcard coming out too. They're like, great, because I need to be on more postcards. And now you did all the hard work, and now they're jumping on my postcard because you sold them, you convinced them, you opened their mind, they're enlightened now because of you. But now they're enlightened, they see the benefit. Now they'll jump on anybody's postcard. There's no differentiation. You have no defense. You have no moat around your castle. And I'm not saying it's going to happen to everyone, but I literally, the one of the videos I put out, my business partner was on Facebook, okay, and somebody who's in his community, like somebody he knows in his neighborhood, posted their postcard campaign. I mean, their pitch for anybody want to get on their postcard. Literally, he was like, bro, the first time I heard about this whole thing is you. Now people are pitching me to get on their postcard. So it is happening across America. It is spreading. And I'm not going to stop making videos about it. So I'm going to be spreading it. So you might have competition, right? So I feel like it's only important and responsible for me to at least give you some protections. Okay. So let's go down. Um, Yeah, it's a fragile. It's not. It's a fragile business. That's what I was trying to say. Right. Okay. So the question becomes, what if you could make the 9 by 12 sell easy? Okay. When I say 9 by 12, I just mean any sized co-op postcard that you're sending through EDDM. Okay, that's what I mean. If there's multiple businesses on it and you're selling ad slots, it doesn't really matter the size. Okay. Um. So what if we could make selling the 9 by 12 easy, okay? Because you already have trust, attention, and distribution before you ever pitch. That's what the local media tycoon strategy is, okay? Local media tycoon strategy, LMT. That sounds kind of good, LMT, okay? So the aha moment I'm trying to get you guys to think. So stop thinking postcard, start thinking local media, okay? So the postcard is just it's just a product that you offer, a service, a product, a thing. But we're going to expand it using some of the same elements of what makes the postcard work. Okay. Um, so here's the mental shift. The 9 by 12 method is not the business, it's just the amplifier. Okay. So we're going to use it as a tool, right? It's the thing you deploy once you already have a local audience machine. So instead of being the person who sells postcard ads, you become the local platform people already follow, already visit, and already trust. So when you own the audience, the postcard becomes a product, not a cold pitch. Okay. So now we're going to get into kind of like, that was like kind of like the whole like, there's a problem. Let me show you the problem. Right. We're about to start to get into the actual meat and potatoes because we're about to get to engine one in a second. If I go down here, we're going to go to engine one, which is social media. Okay. So the local media tycoon strategy, build local attention network that makes postcards effortless to sell. Okay. And we have some real world examples that I have in here that you can check out. I'm gonna let you check these out on your own. It kind of gives you some of their stats. You can look them up. Um, There's definitions in here. There's monetization strategies. These are like kind of all the monetization strategies that we're going to talk about. There's pros and cons to all the platforms or the engines, right? And US versus Canada, because some of this stuff is in Canada, but it's very similar to United States in certain areas. So wanted to address that, and then just some key takeaways. Okay. So this is just overall. Um, this is an overall kind of like extra information for you that I didn't want to put into this kind of the strategy. Okay. So think of this like owning local billboards, okay, but digital and physical. So imagine you own 4 billboards around town. If you only had one billboard, the postcard, you could still sell it, but it's harder and you're constantly starting from scratch. But if you own multiple billboards in different places where locals already are, you'd have leverage. Okay. So that's the strategy. You build several places attention can live. So you're diversifying your attention capturing abilities. Okay. And you're aggregating them together to have one network of attention that you control. Okay. And you bundle them into an ad network. This is what Facebook does. This is what Google does. This is what YouTube is. People are on YouTube and their ads are popping up across different places on YouTube in front of different videos. Um, and they have multiple places to put videos because they own the network. That's what we're building. So, and this is a local concentrated thing, which is valuable. Okay. So you have two jobs. Okay. It's like if I do it in between, it like bounces. I gotta fix that. Um, so you have two jobs. Okay. And you need to master these. Okay. So job number one is capture attention. So you're trying to get the eyeballs and you're trying to own the eyeballs. So build reach in your local area, grow your distribution channels, get good at making locals notice you. Okay. We're shifting from kind of like getting them to notice the businesses, so to speak, for their sake. And it's more of you're building something that they know you're the trusted source. Your thing is the trusted source for local anything. Okay. Um, and then direct attention, right? This is the whole influence. Um, having 1 million followers and you can't even get anybody to buy a t-shirt, hey guys, they sent me this t-shirt. It's $20. You should go check it out. The link in the description. And then you find out that no one bought the t-shirt. It's like, you're getting eyeballs, but you can't direct it nowhere. So it's get the eyeballs, direct the eyeballs, right? So create a system to monetize attention, give sponsors a way to pay for access, bundle your billboards into packages. Okay. So the assets below are your ad network. Okay. They're the billboards you're building. So we're going to go over them. So the first one is going to be local social accounts. Okay. Where locals already scroll every day, fast attention. Okay. You have to be on social media because everyone is addicted to social media and everyone is on social media. Okay. We have no choice. The number two is the local directory website. Okay. Your home base, searchable, permanent, claimable listings. This is a big part of this is this directory. This is literally your hub where everyone's going. Okay. Businesses, consumers, citizens, nonprofits, for-profits, churches, doesn't matter. Everyone is going to one place. Essentially, you're building a marketplace where you're pretty much creating a digital version of your city. Okay. Where commerce happens. It's a two-sided marketplace where two sides come together. And because when you do it right, they stay because there's so much benefit because they're both getting benefit from each other. That's weird that I was doing that. Let me stop doing that. Okay. Then I hope you're not doing that. So number three is local consumer and business newsletter. Okay. Sounds like a lot of work. The way I'm going to explain it, you can see how they all fit together. And then number four is the Co-op EDDM postcards. Okay. Your physical punch, the tangible thing businesses love. Right. This is the closer. This might sound like I'm trying to move away from EDDM. No, this is the closer. This is the physical, tangible thing that makes all the digital stuff feel good. And it gives businesses that feeling of multi-channel marketing. You're showing up to the local consumer. You're showing up in a local consumer's face in like 4 different ways. This is valuable for you to control, but it's valuable to businesses. Okay. Um, and I always say this thing about surface area. You're just building surface area to put ads on. There's just like I live in Southern California, so we go out to Palm Springs a lot. I live off the 10, like Redlands, where I live. I'm sure some of you guys looked it up already. Redlands, California, is like right on the 10 freeway. So I'm about 45 minutes from Palm Springs. We go to Palm Springs a lot. and you're just driving through the desert, and there's just like anything that you could put a billboard on, you can't. There's like an old bus, old trailer of a semi truck, and it's just on the side of it is just like a banner. That's that's what we're doing. It's the most unsophisticated, simplest thing. You're putting stuff in front of people's faces where they are. The reason those billboards on the side of the freeway, because we're driving on the freeway, right? So that's why we want social media. That's why we want these different things. Okay. So let's go through. We're gonna go through them. Okay. So the order matters. So I'm gonna pitch to you guys the way that I would launch these and the strategy in which I would launch these. Okay. And this is probably gonna be the most explaining in the most value probably. So the order matters. You don't start with postcards, you earn the postcard sales. Okay, they're gonna come to you. Now, um, yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get to that part. So this is the part that changes everything. So if you start with postcards, you're trying to sell before you have leverage. And let's just think about it. Some of you guys, it might not be the case. You might already have done other things in your city. You might have already done other marketing services for people, so you have a name for yourself. But for those of you who saw the 9x12 method, the community card method, a lot of you guys don't even have your own postcards. You're going in and showing them an example of the postcard that you're gonna send out, but you haven't sent out one yet. And that conversation kind of gets tricky because you don't want to lie, and they're like, well, is this the one? And they're looking at it's like, no, these is none of these businesses are in this area. That's not even our area code. And then you tell them, it's like, well, it's gonna look like this. And yeah, you can sell people on just the concept of like, hey, it's gonna look like this, and it's gonna be 5,000 homes. Is how much it'll cost. Some people are gonna be like, yeah, this is a good idea. I trust you because it makes sense, right? So that might happen, but for some of you guys, you don't have any credibility. You don't have a website. You don't have any track record. You're not known as a marketing person. You're not known as the local media person. Like you have no reputation associated to your name that has anything to do with bringing business to um, these businesses, bringing them customers, clients, whatever. That's not who you are for some of you. Um, so they don't know who you are, and you have no leverage. You have no credibility. If you start with audience assets, postcards become the natural next step. And I'm going to explain to you what that is. All right. So operationally, you'll lead with social, so attention now, and then the directory, which is your home base. And then you'll bring in the postcards later. Okay. We're going to go through the whole thing. So and when you bring in the postcards once, you can say, we already reached locals in multiple places. The postcard is a physical layer. Let me say that again, like I can read, because it was like so little. All right. We already reached locals in multiple places. That's your conversation now. So when you talk to these businesses, it's like, hey, we already got eyeballs, bro. What you want? You want to get on the postcard? We already are reaching locals in multiple places in the city. The postcard is just the knockout punch. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And that's the local media tycoon play. Okay. So let's get to engine number one, the fastest trust and attention builder. And I got case studies of people who are actually doing this. And it's so funny. When I was doing research, I'm in Cleveland currently, even though I live in Southern California, I'm in Cleveland right now. One of them is Cleveland Vibes. Okay. Um, and it's just funny that like one of them's in my city. Uh, and then we have like San Diego and stuff like that. And some of them have like, they have like huge numbers and things like that. Um, and so you could check these out, see which ones make, but this is kind of like if you want to see like, what am I saying? It's really up to you. Every city, every region has a different culture, a different approach. Your approach might be different. It's really whatever is going to get attention. Remember your job is to get eyeballs and to direct eyeballs. So a lot of your decisions are just like, how could I get eyeballs? Those are going to that's how you're going to make your decision. Okay. So let's go down to social. All right. So here we go. I talked about the order up here. Now we're going to get into it. So why social? Come on now. Why social? Let me just get this perfectly right. Okay. Why social comes first? Because it solves the hardest early problem. How do I become known locally without begging businesses to pay me? Okay. Social lets you do three things immediately: attract locals with useful local content, show business value without asking for anything, build familiarity. If I would have tried to say that word too fast, I would have jacked it up. That's how to like hit every syllable. Build familiarity so your name isn't random later. Okay. So we're going to unpack that, but essentially, we're already starting to build a reputation of being local media. Okay. Before we even go pitch a postcard. So we are, so that when people go look us up after we're done talking to them, there is a reputation that they can see. Okay. And the show business value without asking for anything, that's going to come later. That's a big part of the strategy. And then become familiar so that your name isn't random later. Okay. That's makes sense. Okay. So, um, and there's a weird superpower with social media where 5,000 followers in your town or your region or your cluster of cities that you're servicing can outperform 500,000 followers worldwide. Okay. Because you can actually drive foot traffic. And I always think about like the concept of like sending somebody to the local coffee shop or them selling out ice cream or shaved ice in your local downtown or whatever, because the people live there. Okay. So let's get a little bit deeper into the actual strategy of how you would launch this. Okay. So the autopilot strategy, category cues, and upcycling. Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to break all this down. Um, so beginners get stuck because they think I have to post every day forever or this dies. And a lot of you probably saying like, as soon as I said social media, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to post content all the time. I have to post content. Okay. Yes and no. Okay. Now we're getting into the magic part. So no, we're going to build a machine. Okay. So step one, upcycling. So a truth beginners don't know yet. Most people didn't see your post the first time. And even if they did, repetition is how marketing works. Okay. We all know that. We watch TV and you see commercials and they just keep coming on for, a couple of weeks. And then there's a new set of commercials and they keep coming on. So we're going to treat social media content like that. Okay. So upcycling, reusing your best posts so they keep working. Okay. So once we create content, we're going to keep posting that same content. Okay. We're not stopping for right now. We might, after a couple of months, come up with some fresh stuff and add to it, but we're going to keep that content going. Okay. Because we worked hard making this content. Okay. So step two, category cues. And this is where the magic happens. And this is where I'm gonna run through this, and then I'm probably gonna re-explain it again and just freestyle. But I just want to get through this. Step two, category cues, the machine. Okay. So go high level the software, okay, and similar tools, you can create content buckets, and they're called category cues. So go high level or the Giant Maker operating system, if you know, that's our white label version of go high level. You can create category queues or content buckets. Okay. So, for example, coffee shops, local events, pizza places, hidden trails, new businesses, date night spots. Okay. You load the posts into each bucket and then schedule the bucket. So, the way it works is you have these posts. So, let's say coffee shops. So, you're going to curate, okay, the best coffee shops in your town, right? They must be on the platform you're doing this for. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook are the three that I would focus on. And I would do one of those. I wouldn't do all three. And I probably would do Instagram because you could do photos and it's acceptable to have photos on Instagram. TikTok is more about videos. So now you got to get into other stuff. But you can do this strategy with all three through the platform. This is the most important part. You have to be using the platform that has this concept. Okay. Go high levels is called category cues, but just think of it as a content bucket. It organizes your content, okay? And then that category Q or that bucket has a schedule. So every Wednesday and Sunday at these times, it's going to go into the bucket, grab a post, and post it at that time. And then the next time it comes up in that schedule, it's going to grab the next post and then post that. Okay. So I think it's starting to come together what I'm saying. So you're going to say, hey, I'm going to get, you know, my city has, let's just say, like, I live in a city that has like 30 coffee shops, and a new coffee shop's opening up every freaking month. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to curate the top 5 coffee shops, maybe 10. And I'm going to make sure that they're on the platform, and I'm going to create, and this just create a post promoting that coffee shop. I'm not going to talk to that coffee shop. I'm not going to call them or ask permission. I'm just going to say, hey, there's this coffee shop. Here's where it is. Da, 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 da. And I might call it Coffee Shop Wednesdays. I don't know. And then I'm going to give it the category coffee shop. And then that bucket is now running. Okay. So it's posting on schedule. Okay. But in the caption, I tag that business, or I tag it anyways. I want to tag in the caption or just actually tagging them. I tag that business, right? So typically it's the @ in their handle. So now every time it posts, it lets that business know that this what is this thing? This local media Redlands, whatever. Like, just say mine's called Redlands Connect because I live in Redlands. Redlands Connect posted about a coffee shop again. So now they're like talking about it. You may not even have no followers. You might be new. They might be laughing at you. It's like, oh, this person's posting us. They're like posting us. They don't even have any followers. Like, it might be a joke to them at first. Who cares? They're irrelevant at this point. Okay. So now you're just getting all your category cues up. So you got, 7 posts for date night. You got other different posts for different things. And you batch. So you say, I'm doing coffee shops. I'm doing pizza spots. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing whatever. I'm doing whatever. And before you know it, you have like 150 things that are being posted on a daily basis. And there's so many things going on, category cues going on, that you have like 90 days worth of content before people really get bored of your content. Okay. And you could probably, like, honestly, you could probably run it even longer than that. Okay. So the way the category cues, I literally took over. I was supposed to read this, and I literally took over. But I'm just gonna this. I think this is smoother, and then I'll go back through it. It might clean it up. So you're basically have content posting now. So now your account. We solve one problem: is inventory, post inventory. Okay, what do you post about? You're posting about the businesses that you want to go get postcard. You want to put them on a postcard. Okay, think about that. So all the businesses that you think you can get, you're promoting them without even asking them, right? Yeah. So now you're starting to build a reputation with these people. If they're on social media, you're starting to build a reputation with them of not asking for something, but giving something. Okay. And you start to build a reputation of a local marketing entity in the city. All right. Your job is to get eyeballs. So you want to grow that account. Okay. Whatever you can do to grow that account, you want to grow that account. And there's different things you could do, but now this thing is running. So the way it works now is, now you might say, okay, I want to make some new content and add it. So you make some new coffee shop content. And I'm just using this as a simple example. You have to have a strategy in the content that you're making. For me, it's promoting businesses. My social media is essentially a directory. It's just on social media. So think about like a business directory. You're doing the same thing on social media. Okay. Eventually you might add stories and other things like that. But for the most part, it's just promoting and reminding people that this coffee shop exists. This pizza shop, it's that simple. When somebody's in their feed, um, um, when somebody's in their feed, um, guys, I gotta send my daughter some money so she could order some food. Uh, So I'm gonna be talking and I'm gonna be talking to you guys, and I'm going to be um trying to do this at the same time. And you're gonna see my brain cells go away for a little bit and they'll be back. But I think she's home by herself. So just want to make sure that we can get her some food. I'm not gonna be able to, I'm gonna just have to do this really quick. You guys understand. Okay, you guys understand. I might cut this part out, or I might not. We'll see. It's too much work to cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the way I record. It's like the reason I record like this because I don't want to do no video editing. So I'm not cutting this out. You guys just got to forgive me. Hopefully, I'm giving you some value where you're 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 like rocking with me because I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I am almost done. Uh, uh, let's go ahead and center this guap. Okay, London. All right. Make sure I'm sending it to the right kid because my college students over here. So all right, done. Sent him. Okay. So you want to create new content, some new fresh content. So you got maybe this time you went to a couple of the coffee shops and recorded some video, right? You said, I want to add this content too. Guess what? Just throw it in the same bucket. It's going to prioritize new content. Then when it goes back around, it'll just go to the beginning again and keep posting and then come get that new content the second time around. So this solves a ton of problems. You've just hired a social media person, and the content you're creating is doing the thing that we set up here that we needed to do. Okay. We need to show business value without asking for anything. So by the time you go talk to them, you done posted about them 4 or 5 times, maybe. They see the social media account growing, and they're like, okay, well, it's not funny anymore. It's not funny anymore. They don't have any followers because they're starting to get followers. I want to get in early. Okay. So that's just the strategy of number one, because here's the problem we're solving. Okay. Because we're doing multiple things at one time. So number one is we're building a reputation as a local marketing entity, local marketing company, a local marketing brand. That's number one. Number two is we are creating something that is value to locals. Okay, even at the bare minimum, if I'm on social media and there's a local channel or a local creator that posts about the place that I live, they're probably getting an automatic follow because I live there, and it just is beneficial to me because I live here and I see things I recognize. So just off the bare minimum, your channel is still valuable because to give you a follow doesn't cost them anything. And your stuff just shows up in their feed from time to time. And that's just beneficial on his head. But because we're building the automatic posting machine, you're not spending all your time posting. You might spend a weekend or a weekend or two, or maybe a week where you say, okay, I'm working on all my content this for the next 90 days, even maybe even longer. And I'm going to get all this scheduled and then I'm just going to let it go. And now it's posting. Now you're concentrating on other things. So that's why this is important. And this is poking these businesses. And you did something for them before they did something for you. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So let's keep going. So I think I said each bucket, schedule a bucket every Monday at 9 a.m., post the next coffee shop. Okay. So now you got things posting multiple times a day. You got things posting multiple times a day, um, per every day. And you could throw quotes in there. You could do a history. You could do just like things like "be kind" in like your logo and like your city name, like "be kind." Berea, be kind, Redlands, love your neighbor. Like you can do all types of stuff, mix and match, add new stuff in there. You might see things that people posted, right? So you might do this, and I know a lot of people that do this. You might see things that other people are posting in your city about different establishments or just different things in your city, and you just could say, "Hey, can I post this? We're a local channel. Can I post this on our thing?" They'll be like, "Yeah." That's happened so many times. So many people ask me, I'll go to like a place and I'll post something and then I'll tag the city, and then people will go hunt for the city tags and they'll ask me, "Can I use your thing? Can I use your thing?" And then they'll take it and they'll post it on their channel and they'll just tag me. So now you're getting content from other citizens and you're putting it in your queues. So just to mix it up. So it's really easy to do it that way. One thing I will say is the way you would want to do it, and I think I'm gonna make Canva templates for this. For you guys don't know, I'm gonna come back to this, guys. Don't worry. It's a little detour because there's so I have these templates that I created for Canva, 50 ads. So I created all these. So there's 50 ads, and then there's like even the actual like postcards. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create Canva social media posts exactly for this. So the way to make it easy is all your coffee shop ones look certain way. All your all your restaurant ones look a certain way, right? Local news looks a certain way. So then you're just batching. So you're just going, getting all the information from about that coffee shop, putting it in, and then export all those out as PNGs. Now you got 10 images, right? You might even do like carousel versions where you have each coffee shop has three carousel, like three images that they swipe through to make it even a better post, right? Um, and you say, well, that might take a little bit longer, but yeah, you're using it for a long time. Like use it the whole year. If the coffee shop didn't go out of business, use it for the whole year. It doesn't matter. You could post about a coffee shop for the whole year. Just it could post, 365 times. It doesn't matter. Okay. Trying to tell you, it doesn't matter. They don't care about this on the radio. They don't care about this on TV, on YouTube. They're gonna hit you with ads all the time, the same ads. That's how it works. It's nonstop. That's how ads work. It's not one time. Okay. People don't get tired of I mean, people get tired of ads just in general. So like why not? They're already tired of them. Why not? You don't have time to make award-winning viral ads. Okay. That's not what we're doing. Okay. We're basically taking the postcard model and putting it on social media. That's all we're doing. Okay. So what I was saying, let's go back to social, is that I'm going to create these posts. So imagine you go buy the templates, it's like $5, right? You go buy, you got all these different social media templates that you can use. And then you're just changing the colors, and then you're adding the local businesses, and you're scheduling them, and then you're putting them in the categories, and then you're just letting that run. Let it run. Now it's time to do the next thing, which is get eyeballs on it. Okay. So let's kind of go through the strategy. So the tagging strategy is what I'm calling it. And we're building a two-sided marketplace. So we have to, at the same time, build a relationship with the businesses, which is one side, and then there's local citizens, which is another side, at the same exact time. That's what a two-sided marketplace is, and they're really hard to build, but not when you do with a strategy like this. So every time we post, that one coffee shop post is a benefit to the citizen and a benefit to that coffee shop. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's not just a benefit to the coffee shop, it's a benefit to you because a coffee shop knows that you're the one that's doing it, or they don't know who you are yet, but they will because we're going to approach them. Okay. So you're not just posting content, you're building two things at once. For locals, curated recommendations they actually want. You're shrinking the city. And that's kind of like the concept of this is you don't just want to get every single business in your city. You want to take away the decisions of where should we do or what's next or what should we explore. And you are providing a service where you are like putting things in front of them so they don't have to think. Okay. Does that make sense? So it's less decision fatigue and one trusted source. Okay. So that's what's happening at same exact time, free visibility and warm up intro. Okay. Your first interaction isn't pay me to the business when you show up with a sample postcard from somebody else's campaign saying this is what I'm going to do for you. That's not your first interaction. It's hey, we've been promoting you. Now we just want to we want to take you to the next level. We've been, this is what we do. Okay. Hey, I'm a tycoon. I'm a local media tycoon. This is what I do. All right. So the process: curate, find businesses you genuinely recommend to locals. These are your potential future sponsors. Okay. Categorize, sort them into content buckets: coffee shops, pizzas, date night spots, whatever, anything you come up with, right? Verify tagability. Okay. This is important. Only include businesses with active social accounts. This is critical. They must get notified when you tag them, or you're going to miss out on the other part. This part over here doesn't happen. They don't even know. The business doesn't even know that you're tagging them. You have no reputation with this business because they're not seeing that. Okay. Load the queue, create posts and schedule the category rotation. This is the automation layer. Tag every post, right? So tag that business. Each post sends a notification to that business. Someone is promoting us for free. I mean, that's not the tag it sends, but that's the message it's sending to the person, is someone is promoting us basically for free. Okay. A lot of you guys might think like, oh, you know what? Um, if we're promoting them for free, then why would they ever pay us? Because we're just doing the bare minimum. Okay. Right. And not everyone is going to pay you. Okay. So that's how it is with everything. It's like, well, why would we build a Rolls Royce when there's a Toyota Camry? It's like, who would pay this much for a car? People. Okay. So let it compound. So over weeks, they just see you repeatedly, you become the local page in their mind. Okay. So the two-sided marketplace insight: you're providing value to both sides. Locals get curated content. You're the trusted filter. So you are providing a service. Businesses get free visibility and start recognizing you. This is the attention economy. You gather attention, then you have something to sell. Here's the thing: all you're doing is going to their Google My Business, their Yelp, their website, getting a photo, putting it in the template, taking their information, putting it in the template, and posting. You're not doing any graphic design. Now, for those of you who are like, oh, I'm gonna take this on a whole nother level, they do what you got to do. I'm just talking about what you could do as the bare minimum, and it could still be considered valuable because everything looks good. It looks uniform. It looks good. It looks like there's a purpose behind what you're doing, right? You're not just screenshotting stuff and posting it. These are like really nice posts that are very informational. They are ads. Um, so, um, your first conversation stops being, "Hi, I'm Mike, pay me." It becomes, "Oh yeah, I've seen you," right? That's essentially what we want. Okay. So, how to get it moving early. This is something that I think is, not everyone can do this, but um, this is what I would do. Okay. Early on, you can run local small local profile ads. Okay. So you can send traffic on each platform, you can send traffic to your profile, right? You could spend $1 to $5 a day. You could spend a little bit more than that, but like $1 to $5 a day, targeted only to locals. This is important. So it's only going to be people in your area, or like a little bit outside your area, depending on how big you need to get, right? Because we always forget that people, sometimes you live in a city that people come to. So like the city that I live in, Redlands, it's kind of a destination city in the area. Like people come into our city from 2 cities over, even further than that. So, like, I would probably promote not even just super local. I would do kind of a bigger thing, like a bigger like prox radius, right? It just all depends. And this will help you kind of get that early traction to get some follows. As you get follows and things like that, as your channel grows, I think that you're starting to train the platform to know like you want locals. You're gonna get somebody from other countries and other cities and all that stuff too. It just happens. But the way your content looks, it might, people are not gonna follow you because they're like, this is not relevant to me. So um I think that this is a strategy that a lot of you guys can use just to like get it started. Maybe the first couple of months is like kind of have put a little bit of money behind it. Um, so because again, if you show it to locals, and you in the post have to say things that let them know immediately this is local, right? Like the city, like your logo. is on the graphic and it has a city name in it and all that type of stuff. So yeah, so that's essentially the social media strategy of getting this started. Okay. So now let's move down to the next strategy. So this is the directory. So I have case studies. So there's different directories. We have one in Florida, Marion County, Florida. We have one in Wichita, Kansas. This one is in North Carolina, and this one's in Colorado. You can go check them out. You can go to their website. And they're all different. All directories are different. You're just curating and stuff like that. But this one gets 25,000 monthly visitors. They have 130 plus local businesses listed. This one has 30K newsletter subscribers, which we're going to get into because that's one of the 4 tools. 10,000, tens of thousands of social followers. These people are already doing the Tycoon method. They just don't have the postcards. Okay. And I don't think they're doing it in a way that I'm saying, which is very strategic on how you stack the launch strategy to do multiple things. I'm a type of person where I want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone type person. If I can kill 4 birds with 1 stone, I'm even happier. Okay. So all of my effort needs to be like exponentially more effective than some of the things I was doing in the past, right? There's this concept of like moving bricks or moving gold bricks. It's like if I have a wheelbarrow full of gold bricks and you have a wheelbarrow full of bricks, I could take some of them gold bricks out and just have 1 brick in there and work less moving that. The value of what's in my wheelbarrow versus your wheelbarrow is immensely different, and I'm not even working as hard as you. So some of you guys are moving bricks in a wheelbarrow when you need to be moving gold bricks, and you can move less of them because it's more valuable every time you make a move. That's the point I'm trying to make. So the directory. Now, some of you guys know this, that we are building. So we built this software. We are building a directory. And we're building a directory specifically for this Tycoon model. Okay. That is why we're trying to provide everything for the Tycoon model. The templates we offer, Go High Level. We white label it. You can go through Go High Level. Okay. If you go to the giantmaker.com, go to our products, Giant Maker operating system. This is our other marketing website. This is if you want to learn about Go High Level, you can from here. It tells you everything it can do. We even tell you, it's Go High Level. We don't try to hide anything. We give you the option. But it's just we white label it. So it's Go High Level. It just has our logo on it. The reason we're bringing all this stuff together, okay? The reason we're bringing all this stuff together is because this is how I think a lot of us can get like financially free. That financial freedom that we all want, right? That we all are looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like I do pretty good, but like I have a daughter in college. I have another daughter that's going to go into college in 2 years. Okay. I'm gonna have some weddings to pay for because I have 2 daughters. You know what I'm saying? I live in Southern California. You know what they doing to us out there. Okay. So it's like you can always make more money, but I don't want to I don't want to do backbreaking work. I'm burnt out. I'm 42 years old. I've been self-employed 13 years and I've been doing all types of things. I've been finding success, but I've been working really hard. So I'm trying to build something in my city that I live in, that I go out every day and love my city. I'm trying to build something that fulfills me because I'm doing it in my city or my region or whatever. And you'll see once we get to the simulator, you'll see how like sometimes your city's not big enough. So you got to do like 3 or 4 surrounding cities. That's okay. But my point is that I just want to do fulfilling work. Okay. So I was saying that we're building a directory, and our directory is probably going to be more similar to like how this software is, where it's like we think of something, we put it in there, we come up with an idea, we build it, but it's going to be to run this model. Okay. There's videos on the channel. I think the video before this video, I demoed the directory. So if you want to see kind of see it, you could go check it out. It's a basic demo though. More demos are coming. If you want to stay tuned with all this, sign up for the software. That's how I send out emails. You sign up for the software with your email, we email you. We email what's going on. And I'm pretty vocal. You see, you'll see from if you go look at the comments of the videos, like we're pretty engaged audience too. So I communicate. Okay. So let's talk about the directory. So I went over the case studies. People are doing this 100% locally owned and vetted business listings. This is one of the benefits of a local directory. Is this people don't trust Google My Business and Yelp. Yeah, it's cool to find like something really quick, but when you're looking for to make decisions of where you're gonna go or what handyman to hire or who's gonna clean your pool, you want to go to a place that has kind of curated these businesses and it's done by a local person, a local brand. That's the key. So, you know, so yeah, so I want to, and then oh yeah, it tells you the revenue model too. That's what I want to point out. Business listings, sponsors, local advertising. Same, I think they're all probably the same. These people do events. So once you get attention and you can direct attention, I give you a perfect example. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna tell you what. So when I lived in Cleveland, I was pretty big in the startup and business entrepreneurial world in Cleveland. So I went to a lot of networking events and I was kind of vocal and I had like a studio space, like a creative space. So I was always making videos in my creative space and people would come and hang out. It was almost like Fantasy Factory, like Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory, but like super small. It was like it wasn't like a fantasy factory, it was like a fantasy closet, okay? But it was a nice size, right? I would throw parties there and stuff like that. It was a good thing. Okay. My point is that I was doing a lot of hyper local stuff, okay? And so I had like 10,000 followers. All my like I would say 95% of my followers were from Cleveland. So anytime I posted something, I would get engagement. Anytime I was out, I would get engagement. It got to the point where people were recognizing me in the city of Cleveland, like recognizing me out, like, oh, I seen you before. Oh, and I would go to networking events, and the same people was like, oh yeah, I follow you, right? So my point is that because of that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw my own networking event. So I just went on my Instagram. I said, hey guys, and I went to a bar downtown Cleveland. And it was a guy I went to high school with, and I didn't even know he owned the bar. I went in there. I was like, oh, and I said, hey, I went to a networking event here. He was like, hey, man, well, what does that mean? Because rent is expensive. And I said, well, I can bring people. And I basically showed him my Instagram, and he was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And just because I had attention and direct attention, I literally had people come into my networking event. It's just that easy. I just did it. And then I would get a percentage of the bar because I'm bringing people on one of their dead nights. I would get a percentage of the bar because I brought people. Then I got a photographer to come and I said, hey, man, you could charge people to do LinkedIn headshots and professional headshots. And we set up a little like photo booth thing in the corner and he was cleared it up. $15 a headshot. You know, 100 100 people do 100 people do that. It's like $1,500. You can make it one night. So the reason I'm telling you that is that once you get the eyeballs and once you get the accounts with traffic and once you build that up, you're really unstoppable. You really can do whatever you want. Okay. You can direct people anywhere. There's all types of monetization things that are not even on this thing. Okay. So just want to let you know that the world that comes with eyeballs. Okay. So let's go through the directory. Okay. So this thing that's bouncing is so funny. Every time it bounces, I just want to laugh. I'm not mad or nothing. It's just like one of those things where it's like, it's just funny. Oh, it says credit free account. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Okay, so I built this so that you can access it without logging in. And we have a credit-free account here for you if you want to sign up. But because it must have signed me out, that's why. Yeah, it signed me out. which is okay because I actually want to sign in because I deserve it. I'm a member. Okay, signed in. Okay, let's go back to the unicorn. All right, so directory, we're at the directory. Okay, so because the simulator, that's what it is. Yeah, we're gonna get to the simulator. All right, so anyway, so let's talk about the directory. So what the directory actually is, directory isn't another Yelp. It's your curated local HQ, your main brand property. So this is where you're sending people. It's going to say, but this is where you're sending everyone. This is what on your social media account. This is where your where they're linking to is the directory. The call to actions on your social media is to the directory. Even some of your ads. So you might have a content category or a category queue or a content bucket that posts every morning, and it might say, hey, go to the directory to do this, go to the directory to do this. And you might even be taking content from your directory and promoting it on your social media. So these things help each other. Okay. So you're the main brand, your main brand property built from a local perspective. It's where you send people from social. It's where accounts get created. And this is important. We'll get into that in a second. Okay. Um, so what makes it different from Yelp and Google My Business? I already explained it, but I'm just gonna go through it again. Curated by you. Okay. So it's curated local by you. No, not an algorithm. Okay. Grouped the way locals actually think, not just categories. So you have insights and things of your city in your region. So it's going to make sense to do things a certain way that I always think about Eventbrite. They do events for everywhere. It's like, but you really don't know where the real events are in Cleveland. Like you don't know. You don't know the under the basement parties where we're doing listening to house music. You don't know where that's at because you really can't aggregate all that stuff. Okay. Um, has deals, jobs, events, marketplace, things locals actually need. No buried reviews or pay to play shenanigans. Okay. So what's included? Okay. Curated businesses. So amongst all categories, deals. This is critical. There's a place for them to put their deals. Okay. Jobs. So you have your local job market, events, local events, your buy sell marketplace. So this is like where your actual citizens can post their bikes and their cars and the different things they're trying to sell. And then the marketplace as well as garage sales and where like farmers markets and things like that. Local stories, and then housing. So buy, sell, rentals, commercial apartments, real estate agents, real estate brokerages, people that are renting out rooms, renting out their apartments, local Airbnbs, apartment complexes. It could be from real estate agents or just a person who owns a home and they're just running to rent their home out. It's all that. Okay. So you want to get all that on there. Okay. So social gets the attention, the directory converts attention into owned infrastructure. This is important. Your directory has an ad network built in. So when I say this, I got to say this the right way. So most I've used directory software before. There's one on WordPress I really like. It's called My Listing. I vouch for that one. If you want to build a WordPress one, it's super granular. It's super, there's too many things you can customize. So there is a challenge there. And then WordPress, you kind of have to understand WordPress. I have lots of experience with WordPress. Um, Part of the reason why we're building our own directory software is because I'm really trying to do we're trying to do the Apple approach. We're like the joke with Android phones is like you could do whatever you want. Like with Android, you could customize it all or any way you want. And Apple's like, you can just change the background picture if you want, and that's it. You're like, well, I want to change this, I want to change that. It's like you can't do that. You can't do that on an iPhone. Sorry. I know some of you guys might not like when I say this, but we're not building, we're not trying to build difficult to use directory software. We're trying to like not make another job for you. We're trying to make it, we're just removing decisions from you. You can't do that. So sorry, you can't do that. We're not letting, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do this. So, but I think that more people want that. because they just want something that just works and is simple and user friendly. So when I say your directory has an ad network, it depends on what directory you use. Our directory will. And what I mean by ad network is there's a difference between charging people to be on your directory and actually having a you have listings and then you have sponsored ads in different places to put ads, like a Facebook page. When you're on Facebook, you see ads over here, or when you're scrolling on Instagram and there's an ad. There's places for you to actually create campaigns, and then those ads pop up in different places based off the rules you gave it. So if you have you have 10 people paying you $100 a month to run their campaigns on your directory, well, there's just you add their ad, and then you create some rules, and then it takes over and it just pops up and shows and it tracks like, hey, we popped up, this popped up, we got to click, this happened, this happened, this happened. And the ad network does its thing. And all you're doing is just adding as many ads as you want into it, and it's just popping up when people come to the page. This one, it shows on this ad. If it's something to do with food, then it shows up in a food section, like, right? So that's what I mean by ad network. Like, we're literally building a simple but pretty sophisticated ad network where it just does what it's supposed to do. Okay. This is why the directory is probably going to be one of your biggest assets. Okay. So um but you can take this concept and do this on other directory software. You don't need to use our software. And I wouldn't suggest you do that if you don't want to. Like, we don't care. I just want you to have the strategy. Now, the one thing that, let me just get into it. And then, because there's something that I know a lot of you guys want to do, and you're going to kill this strategy if you do it. Okay. So, but I might say it in here. I don't remember. The directory isn't just content. It's a local advertising platform. Here's how businesses um can pay for visibility. So sponsored placement, okay? So businesses pay to appear at the top of their category listing. Okay, so that's something you can charge for. Visibility tiers. So free listings should exist, and every business should be able to get a free listing. Okay? But there's enhanced listing visibility that they could pay for. Okay? And then category sponsors, right? Do not charge people to get on your directory. It's almost like you're trying to open up a store and you need customers, but customers won't come because you have no products, but you have no products because you're charging people to put their products in your store, and they would only put products in your store if you had customers. I'm trying to tell you this two-sided. I went to this two-sided marketplace conference. Okay, this is how serious I am about this stuff. I went to a conference where they break down the mental strategy that business owners have to do in order to build a two-sided marketplace. It's like you need the businesses to bring the people, but you need the people to bring the businesses. Okay. So trust me, you'll kill it. You can't do that. You need the businesses on there. Okay. And it needs to be easy for them to be on there, because that's the only way people are gonna come to your directory. Okay. So but there's a strategy here. There's a strategy, because now we're gonna start reaching out to businesses. Okay. So you're not, I think I already said this, your local advertising platform. So here is the strategy for businesses. Okay. It's called the claim feature, your business acquisition strategy. The problem: you can't charge businesses upfront to join your directory. No one would sign up, but you need inventory for the directory to be valuable to the locals. I just said that. The solution: just like social media, you add businesses to your content without asking permission. Then you give them a way to claim it. So there's a claim feature. So when they go through the claim process, there's like, you got to approve it and all that stuff. And then they become a verified business with a check. Okay. So you're adding them on there. Okay. And then they want to come claim it for free. So now your conversation becomes, and I'm probably going to say down here, but now your conversation becomes, hey, business, I put your coffee shop on our web. We're getting ready to do a lot of marketing, and We're getting ready to just do like this really hard push this year. We added your business because you guys are amazing. We love you. We added your business to our directory, but I think it would be best if you go claim it. It's 100% free. Here's a link. Go claim the business, become verified. And so that way you can manage it yourself and make sure all the information is correct. And my suggestion would be for you to add some deals so that you're visible in multiple places on the site because we're getting ready to start pushing this. Okay. Now just think about the local coffee shop who is sitting there and they want customers. And they're like, okay, so this person reached out to me and I'm on their site. It looks good. The directory looks good. The listing looks good. I don't want to not have control of that. I own this coffee shop. I want to control that listing. And it's free. Let me go do it. And you know what? They say add a deal because that makes sense. If I add a deal, I'm in another place on their site and people can come in for that deal. Okay, what deal are we running? Okay, bam. All you've done is just trained someone to manage their own listing. All you got to do is do this to all the businesses that you're promoting on social media. You do this for to all of them. Tell them to claim it. You ain't sold them a postcard yet. You haven't even asked them to pay you any money because why? You're not there yet. Okay. You're trying to build your social media up and your directory up. This can be done fairly fast if you're aggressive. For some of you guys doing it part-time, it take a little bit longer. I know the question is going to be like, well, I need to make money. And it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, and I like want to fly. I want to learn to fly. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all want to do stuff, but it's like sometimes stuff is impossible. Now, am I saying that you have to do it exactly what I'm saying? A lot of you guys are gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take what he's saying, I'm gonna do is do a little bit different. It's totally fine. But now you are at first you were and you could do it all at the same time as well, right? The same time you promote them on social media, like you can like add their listing and reach out to them like the same day. Like I'm not saying this is like months apart. Like you can be building your directory and your social media up at the same exact time. Okay. But my point is now this is now you they know who you are. You're reaching out to them. Okay. A lot of you guys are reaching out to them to sell ad slots. You're reaching out on them to give them value. But guess what? We're not there yet. Wait, hold up. I'm getting this. I'm now because we get to the good part. So I'm excited. Let me just keep going. So how the steps work, okay? I might rush through this because I just want to get to the next part. So you curate an ad, find quality businesses, and add them to your directory. You're not asking permission. You're building inventory so locals have a reason to come. Okay. You reach out. Hey, we added your business to your local.com, whatever. We're actively promoting it. Claim your free listing. Make sure the info is accurate. They claim it as self-service. So we're not trying to give you new work to do. We're trying to allow you. Technology is a system, and the technology allows us to build systems we can leverage. Okay. And that's what we're doing. So they claim it, they create an account, update their info. You did something for them, not to them. Okay. You have their email now. You have a reason to follow up, permission to educate, and a relationship you didn't have before. And you're doing this at scale. You're literally reaching out to businesses, giving them good news. No more weird cold calling. You might even call them like, hey, hey, can I speak to the owner? Yeah, get him on the phone. Yeah. Brett, yeah, man, I put you on our website. Go check it out. It's redlandsconnect.com. And we put you a free listing on there. We're getting ready to market like crazy. And I know people are excited about it. Go just do me a favor, claim your listing, make sure you update it, and add some deals on there. All right. All right, cool. See you later. That's what you're doing. Hey, have you heard of? Hey, do you need customers? Have you heard of a co-op advertising? Do you have $350 or $400 or $200 you want to give me? We're not doing that. We ain't doing that. Okay, that's not what we're doing. No, all right. So so now we're starting to get into the flywheel. Okay, you're starting to get momentum. You can't even stop it from spinning if you wanted to. You'll rip your arm off. That's what we want. We want our business to have momentum. Okay. So so now they're about to enter your business nurture sequence. And over time, they'll see the value and they'll upgrade. Okay. So you're doing what social media already normalized, putting businesses in your content without asking. So we did the same strategy or we're tagging them. That tag was just like a silent, hey, we're here. Um, but this one is like we're reaching out to them. Like we're actually calling them, emailing them, even going to their business and show them on your phone, show them on your iPad. Like, hey, bro, we got you on here. Want you to like manage this. And it's like, what's the catch? Nothing. No, there's no catch. You don't have to. I'm gonna tell you why. You don't have to do anything right now. Okay. But I will let you guys do whatever you feel. Right. I'm just telling you like from the bare minimum, this strategy makes a lot of sense. Okay. So now we're gonna get to the account feature. So I'm talking about our directory, and I got to make this clear. I'm gonna put this video at the top of this graphic, just so anybody in the future comes here, they can watch the video. I'm sorry, not graphic, but this page is we're building features into this thing for this system to work. Okay. So we want citizens emails too, because engine number 3 is a newsletter. So we need emails. Okay. So we get business emails from the claim feature or them creating an account. Because what's going to happen is you're going to seed it with businesses and then you're going to reach out. But then you might start promoting on social media. You might even run ads for your directory to local businesses, and they might come create an account for free themselves and put themselves on there. Doesn't matter. Either way, you're getting their email. Okay. So you're building that up, that email list of businesses um, by them using a directory. This is why the directory is important because we want emails. Okay. The account feature is technically it's not it shouldn't be called that because when a business creates an account, it's also an account feature. So there's like an organization account and then there's a local account. So it's like basically the citizens and the businesses. So when they sign up, they'll choose which one they are, and then they'll have different things that they can do based off who they are. So that's what this means. But in order for the citizens to take advantage of the deals, sell on the marketplace, RSVP or get reminders of those type of things. And there's other places too. And, apply to jobs and things like that. They're going to have to create an account. Okay. And the way we're going to do it is that like anything that requires create an account, when they click to try to do it, it's just going to pop up and say create account really quick. And it's going to be like, we're not even asking people's names. Okay. Just email, submit. Oh, well, they're going to need a password. But my point is that we don't even need their names. Just password, email and password, create an account, and then bam, they now can do different things on your directory. And this is now we have a way to capture emails, and also too, there's just a email newsletter section that they could just sign up for, which is basically create an account. So um, this is important though because um, this now we go down to the newsletter thing, and for the business newsletter, so there's let me just pause. Boop, 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 boop. You should have a business newsletter and you should have a consumer newsletter. Okay. You can just do once a month. You could do once a month. Eventually, as it grows, you could do once a week. You might do 2 times a month business newsletter. You might do once a week consumer. Just really up to you. Um, the business newsletter is as soon as they sign up for your directory, they're going to go through a nurture sequence where these emails are going to tell them the best tips for marketing, the services you offer, how to get visibility in your city, whatever it is. It's just every single business goes through this experience. Inside of the directory, when they're managing a directory, it's telling them like the other things they can do on your directory. It's telling them that they can pay for social media marketing when you're ready for that. You can add your services in there because it knows they're a business. It's going to show your services. Okay. So don't worry about trying to pitch people about postcards and marketing on social media and upgrading their sponsorships on the directory. it will have that in there. You can add all that. But for the newsletter, we forget that we have to become super valuable to people and educate people before they see the value in what we're doing. So my suggestion, this is what I'm doing, is when you sign up for my directory, the first email you're gonna get is gonna be like, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner, here are like literally 10 things you should be doing right now to market your business better. And it's gonna be super short. And then the next week, they're gonna get another email. And it's gonna be super helpful. And that to me is part of a missing space, a missing element in the space where we're just asking too much and we're not giving enough. Okay. So this is after the cleaner listing. So short education sequence on why marketing requires multiple touches. Monthly, I got this concept of like local advantage emails. So like city events, seasonal shifts, and what's working locally. So because you are a local media tycoon, and you're talking to businesses owners and you're seeing what's working, you're sending out an email of insights basically saying, hey guys, here's all the events coming to our city this year. I mean, I'm sorry, this month or this week or whatever, next couple week. So you know here's what you could do with that information, right? You're basically now like you're like the mayor. Okay. So that's that. And then the consumer newsletter is deals local discovery. You're just basically carry what's on your directory. Let people know what's on your directory. What new deals are on your directory. Let them know. You're literally taking things that's happening and you're sending it to the consumers. You know why? They're not always coming back to the directory. The emails bring them back. They come, they remember, they get some value. Then they forget again. You send out an email again the next week or 2 weeks later. They come back to the directory again. That's what it is. That's what business owners don't realize. That's why multiple postcards, multiple campaigns is important. It's not just like send out one postcard, 5,000 homes, you're good. No, people can forget every week. It's gonna happen to us too. This is why we want their email. So we went from social media where we didn't own the relationship, we had to rent or lease the relationship with a broker deal with Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook in order to get in contact with these people. We can't get in contact with these people because they will only show our content to so many people. We try to get as many people to come to our directory as possible, right? We want them to create an account. We want them to get in our newsletter. Now we own the relationship, so now we can keep bringing them back to everything, right? We are getting eyeballs and we're directing attention. The two jobs that we have. Okay, so your newsletter is a part of your ad network too. Okay, so you could put ads on your newsletter. People can pay to sponsor your newsletter. So once you become a trusted source, once they see value, they open up your emails. And every email is more surface area, another place to put sponsors, featured deals, sponsored content, premium placement. So now when you're talking to people, you see where this is going? You're not telling them like, hey, you want to get on a postcard? You're saying, hey, I put you on a postcard. But if you get the double slot on the postcard, I'll also put you in the email. I'll put you on social media, and I'll put you a sponsored. I'll give you a deal. I'll put you sponsored on the directory too. They're like, what? 4 places? I mean, so you could do it however you want. But I'm just saying that's totally different from just a postcard, is what I'm saying. So this is the distribution you own. Unlike social media, where algorithms decide who sees your posts, your list, your rules, your inventory. Okay. So two newsletters, one goal. The business newsletter makes you credible. The consumer newsletter makes you valuable. Together, they create audience sponsors want to reach. So now we get to the knockout punch, the postcard. Okay. You already know the postcard. I'm not even going to go through it. The point of the postcard is that it is the tangible piece. I think it's the piece that is so important to this. It does make it kind of real. That's why I feel like you really are our local media tycoon, because you're like mailing things out. To think about this though. Think about the money you got coming in now once you have this all. So you got a directory with people sponsors. We're gonna get into the simulator. We're gonna see the money. You got sponsors paying you. You got people paying you for social media posts. You got all this stuff. All your postcards that go out, you're promoting your directory on there. You're posting your post. You're not even selling all the slots. You don't even have to sell all the slots. You're sending out to 20,000 homes a month. You're doing you might do 10,000 households per drop, 2 drops a month. I don't know. I'm just saying. You're promoting your stuff on these postcards on social media. You're promoting that the postcards went out. You're literally your business owners are the business owners who are marketing with you. Believe me, they're following you on social media. They're gonna see you sending out postcards. They're gonna see it. You're because you will want to promote that because you're a local media tycoon, and you're gonna get people sending you pictures of the post. I got my postcard. I got my postcard. I got my postcard. You're gonna get all this user content. You're gonna put it on social media of people getting the postcards. People gonna be like, I didn't get a postcard. Like I'm just trying to say, it's gonna be ridiculous. Everything's gonna be easier because economies of scale. This is how it works. They say the rich get richer. It's unfair. The rich keep getting richer. You know why the rich get richer? Because they got momentum. They got a flywheel. That's what we're doing. Okay, so the flywheel, let's just here's a loop in one clean chain. Social media tracks locals and tags businesses. Social send locals to the directory. Directory collects citizen counts and business claims. Email nurtures both groups, locals and businesses. Businesses upgrade for more visibility. Postcards become easy to sell as a layer, not a cold pitch. Postcards promote your platform, more locals, more traffic, more business. You repeat. Okay. This is a system. It's called the local tycoon, media tycoon strategy. Okay. So now let's get into some of the money part. So I'm going to go over this. I have a disclaimer. These are projections based on economic models of local media businesses. Actual results vary by market, execution, quality, and advertiser demand. Okay. This is not me saying that I figured out exactly how much money you're going to make. This is me allowing you to come up with some goals and see some potential. This is a sophisticated model. I literally worked with AI. I was chatting with AI for hours coming up with these. This is actual like mathematical, like economics type stuff where they do projections of like, you know, the virus spread. The virus is gonna spread this. Favorite scene in the movies where they show like a model of this virus spreading. It's like, oh dang, that's what it's gonna look like. That's kind of what this is. Okay. I will refine it. You guys might have some feedback for me. I will refine it, but this is a first step. So I'm gonna go over it and we're gonna mess around with this. Okay. So we have how many people in your area. Okay. So don't think of this as your city. Think of this as the collection of region you want to target. For me, it's one city. For some of you guys, it might be a cluster of cities. It might be a county, right? So you got to do some research. So my city is 76,000 people. So I'm going to do 75,000. Okay. What type of area is it? Is it rural? Is it suburban, urban, or metropolitan? And we have kind of the descriptions, and then we have some modifiers. Okay. So we have -5 for rural, and it's not necessarily that it's -5 like it's bad. It's just engaged rate. This is people are more spread apart versus close together. So that's important. Suburban, urban, which is like a ton of businesses and a ton of people packed together. And then like metropolitan is just like like a more spread out, but like a bigger type of city area. Okay. Um, and then is the economic condition stagnant, average, or thriving? So you can mess around with these. Say for example, like you have an area, like you have a county, and part of it's stagnant, part of it's thriving, part of it's suburban, and part of it's rural. Then you would just kind of try to pick something to like maybe balance it out. So it's not perfect. Okay. So for my city, I think my city is a thriving suburban thriving city. So that's what I'm gonna choose. Okay. So we have this thing called like like a unicorn city. Somebody said it. I want to give you credit. I can't remember who said it, but it's like just all the conditions are perfect for your city. So it's like we do have like some unicorn status. I forgot how you can get to it. Oh, I think it's like you have to have like it has to be like a crazy type number. But anyway, um, that's kind of like just for fun, like showing you just like the unicorn market. So, but I'm suburban, thriving. Okay. Then we have like um aggressive or conservative. And it's gonna change some of the percentages. And so I'm gonna break down how this works. It's kind of complicated. I try to make it as easy as possible, but I really wanted to do a good job trying to at least give you an idea. So you'll notice that this is at 5% down here, and I'll explain to you what that means. And aggressive is 20%. So it really comes down to who do you think you are and your ability, and how hard are you willing to push this, right? So the way it works is it takes the population and it basically says people actively following your local media brand. Okay. So this is like the core people. So out of 75,000 people, you have like almost 4,000 that are just like locked in. Okay. And then we're going to like kind of like build everything. It's just a model. It's a model. Um, you can always change this stuff. So you go to settings and then you can change the different things for each section to fine tune it. Okay. So I think that that's actually for my city. I think getting 15,000 followers, I'm sorry, 15,000 engaged people is possible, but I'm just going to go down to like 15% for this one. Okay. So I'm going to go down to 15%. And then it's saying, so everything derives from this population up here, just so you know. Okay. We're just going off with like the numbers you see like across like there's human behavior numbers. That's basically what these are. So they're not perfect. So you might have to fine tune it because you know your region. You could fill it. You can look at the number and see like 28,000. I don't know. That's a lot for my city. But if I go up to social media and I go to the case studies, you see some of these accounts. Well, this is Dade County, Miami. So people are following it that are not even in Dade County. New York, Cleveland has 260,000 followers. So these could be people that are that are like are from Cleveland but don't live there anymore. Also, Cleveland is like bigger. San Diego's smaller, but San Diego people are probably following that don't live in San Diego. Texas, this is statewide, so this one has 80 to 90. Vancouver, BC. So I don't know how big Halifax is. Uh, but there's Nova Scotia, so I don't know. I don't have any. So yeah. So we're kind of on our own on this one. So I think for my city, I for sure know I can get about 15,000. Uh, I feel like I can get 15,000 um followers. Okay, so I'm at a 1.4 multiplier. Okay. So I think that's good. I can get that. Newsletter, I would say this feels good. This feels good, but I think I'm just gonna drop it down to 7,500, maybe 6,000. Um, can I get that low? Yeah. Let's get this six. This There we go. I'll stop there. And then for directory visits a month, I'm gonna say 15,000. I probably could do more than that. This thing is driving me crazy. I will change that. I also want you guys to know, you see the unicorns change into a money bag. I don't know. I love doing stuff like that. Oh, and I want to shout out. No, because it might. I don't know if it saves. I don't know if I built in a save, so I don't want to leave yet. But I want to shout out somebody who got a win. Um. Okay, so let's see. What did I say for director visit? I said 15,000. 15,000 a month. Okay, because I'm gonna be my social media is gonna be sending people to the directory. My emails are gonna be sending people to the directory. Hopefully, At this point, I can guess, I don't know, I can get run some ads to my directory because I got some money coming in. So I have consistent ads always running, never stopping. I might take $300 a month, $500 a month, and just promote my directory like crazy and then never turn off the ad, just so I get traffic constantly. But so these are some good numbers. So it kind of automatically calculates like how many households that you will get in your coverage area. Um, so this is just your reach. So now you're starting to see the numbers that you can get to, that you want to get to. So this is kind of like, you say like, well, what does this tell me? It's like, this is kind of like saying you want to get to this. This is where you get to where like everything is like like running. Okay. So I'm just trying to dream about what I can actually build. Okay. So these are the numbers I want to get to. Let's just say like in a year. I want to get to these numbers within a year. So I'm gonna spend a whole year to get to these numbers. It's gonna get better and better throughout the whole year. But once I get to this point, I've built something. Okay. So what it does is it basically based off these numbers, thriving and suburban, it has and this is like based off just like economic data and census data and stuff like that of the United States. So there's like an average number of population, and is it stagnant, is it thriving, of how many local businesses you have. Okay. Just local, like businesses that are trying to that do a service or a thing for the city. Okay. Like like so for 75,000 people, I mean, just think about like all the different shops and all the different things and the dry cleaners and all that and the lawn care people and the guy that cleans pools and the guy that picks does what do you call it when you like clean outs and taking stuff to the landfill. Like, just it could be one person, it could be a whole corporation, doesn't matter. There's 4,000, there's almost 3,750 businesses that are in the market that are trying to promote themselves or will potentially be an opportunity for you. Okay. But out of those, you probably will only have a pool of 450. And it says paying advertisers. It should just be like people who are like low hanging fruit for you that you could get. That makes sense. Right. So these are the people you're looking at to like get on your directory and promote and things like that. So out of 3,750, 450 of them is like really who you're trying to get. Like they're like the leads that are aligned, or they're the businesses that are aligned with what you're trying to do. Okay. So I don't know. Does that feel good? I think that feels good. The way my city is, I honestly feel like, I mean, it's just always businesses and shops opening up, like like nonstop. There's like new things in my city all the time. Like every week, there's just new entrepreneurs and things happening. So I think 450 makes sense. Okay, and he's like, was that a lot? That's a lot. That's a lot of people that you have to get them to pay you. This is not they're giving you money. But it's like a pool of 450 people that you just have to sell. Okay. So now, based off all of this, based off the businesses, okay, and the paying advertisers, and based off your traffic, and based off of the population, based off these numbers, this stuff starts to get calculated. And it's like ad demand. Okay. So, because of your social media and where you are, so let's just look at the social media, 15,000 local followers, you can make $12,000 a month selling ads. Okay. And these numbers may not be your numbers. So, like, let's see, what can I change? What did I make you can change? Okay. So, we'll probably mess around with this. Okay. So, let's just say, like, at 15,000, think about it. That doesn't mean everyone's going to see it. So, I might say, you know what? I'm just going to charge $100 for me to post a business. Maybe I'll post 50. Maybe I'll do $75. Let's just see. Does it let me do 75? Let's just see. All right. So it dropped me down to 4,500. That makes more sense to me than charging 200. Okay. So that's $75 a slot. So that is that so and it breaks down like the capacity. So I said that I don't want to post more than 60 a month, 60 ads a month. Not content, commercials, paid ads, right? I don't want to post more than 60 a month. That's like 2 a day. I think doing more than that is too much. So my capacity, the scarcity is 60. There's 60 opportunities to get on my social media every month. Okay. And that is it. That might mean that some of those businesses gets multiple of those slots. So, but this is just the basically like, you know, every time I post you is 75 bucks. Okay. So now we have like ad demand. So we have 450 paying advertisers. How many people do you think are interested in social media marketing out of those people? So this is just a number based off of the popularity of social media marketing, local social media marketing. So I came up with 45%, but you could change that. Okay. So you could change it to a different number, but it's 45%. That means that there's 203 people that want this. So out of the 450, there's only 203 people that actually really that are interested in this. And then your conversion is 55%, which I don't think that's right. So let's just say I convert, and it could be high number because you're a machine. Like your things are posting, you're doing all this stuff. Like you're not like going begging people for stuff. Like you got 15,000 local followers. People are coming to you. But let's just say 35%, uh, we're still exceeding our actual inventory. This is the beautiful thing about this. You got more people potentially that want to buy, that actually want to buy, right? So 71 actually buy, but you see nothing changed because we only have 60 opportunities. And we might even break that down even less. Um, if we wanted to, which you will see why would you do that? And this is what business is about. I think 60 is the max. This is what business is about. It's scarcity, it's supply and demand, right? We need to look at our advertising as that because you're over here trying to sell postcards and can't even get a business to get on your postcard. We want the opposite, where they can't even get on our postcard. They can't even get on the postcard because we have all these opportunities of people that want those slots. We have to treat everything like that. Everything can't be unlimited. Okay. We have to pull some of those constraints from the postcards to this business. So $4,500 a month from this, I think that's possible with 15. Um, I think I would feel better if if I was able to just charge 50 bucks. I think I would feel better. So $3,000 a month for my social media. Okay. I think you could get more for that because these are local people. So these are local people for the most part. These people will go to the ice cream shop. These people will come to the farmer's market. Okay. How much is that worth to somebody? But I I think that I think this feels good. Okay. Newsletter ad slots. We're not going to go through all of them. $175 a slot. Um, we have 24 sold. So I'm imagining I'm sending once a week to the consumers, right? So once a week. Um, so that's kind of how that's set up. And from the numbers that I see, so there is a YouTube channel. I think I've told you guys about it. The guy only interviews people to do local newsletters, and these people are making 6 figures a year doing local newsletters. So, these numbers are possible. Let's see what my 75, 53. I don't think I would charge that much. I think that this is probably, let's see, I think I would probably do like maybe, let's just do like, let's just do 50 and see what that is, and what that does. That feels good. You send out, you know, I think I make a little bit more than this actually. I think I want to make a little bit more. And I think the way I need to make a little bit more is I think I need this number. I need this number to be higher. I think I got to shoot for 7,500 people. I think that's what I got to do. So you start to see like what do you have to do to get the outcome you want, right? So I think I feel better now with 7,500 people. I think now I feel better at doing $100 because the inbox, people do open up emails. We're gonna do 75. Um, and issues per month. Yeah, I'm only doing 4 issues per month. Um, but still I have to charge more. I just have to. I think that I feel better at 2,400. I feel better at 2,400, right? Now, obviously, I might give deals, right? So people might get a discount. They might get, it's 50 on here, it's 100 here, it's this and that. I might charge them amount of money and try to lock them into some sort of like long-term campaign. But this is just kind of thinking about. I'm just trying to teach people to think about these things differently than just going out here and just like it's like you're not, so you don't realize how valuable the postcard slot actually is. So let's go to directory. Um, so 10,000 monthly visits. It's that's the tier that I'm in. So I said 15,000. So I think I'm in the tier is 10,000 plus because I have like the logic behind this is based off tiers. Um, so $100 a slot. I'm sending a lot of people. I want to send a lot of people here. I think I can make $4,000 a month off of that. Okay, let's go to postcards. Let's see if this is even what we're looking at here. I'm gonna have to do some major adjusting. 75,000 people. We have crazy ad demand. So 35% interested. I'm actually gonna take that down because postcards, people don't really know about them. We might have to educate people. So let's just say 20% of those people are actually interested. Converting, I think converting is gonna be easy. I'm gonna do 50, but I think it's gonna be easy because all the other stuff is working. So people they're trusting us. We're saying, hey, all the stuff is digital was great. Let's get it in their hand too. Um, so it's 500. We'll just go down to like maybe like four. I don't know what. I'm just messing around with some numbers. So this is basically saying two drops a month, I think, because the way this works is no. Let's just see. 90 people want this. 45 actually buy it. So the capacity is there's 2 times 16. It's 32 slots because we have enough buyers to do it to do that. Um, so it's 2 postcards. So we're justified doing 2 postcards. The pieces, don't know if this is going to be the pieces. The pieces doesn't affect the price because at $300, I don't think we're going to be able to do 10,000 per drop. So ignore this. I'm still working on kind of like this perfect math. This is just has nothing to do with anything. Really, what it comes down to is just how many slots have you sold for how much. Doesn't matter the size of the postcard, doesn't matter any of that. But really, what we're talking about is the demand. Okay, so we've built a pool that is like hypothetically speaking, what this is trying to model is that we built a pool of people who actually will listen to what we have to say, and then we can convert people. And conversion isn't really selling them; it's them just being a part of your ecosystem and getting the emails and seeing all this stuff. And they're coming to you, and it says we have 13 held back for exclusivity, which technically y- postcards obviously are one unit. But what this is really saying is that like you're not even you haven't even sold all your inventory. Hypothetically, you have more people that want to buy postcards than you have slots, which is good for you. This is about turning the tables on. This is about turning the tables on on like on them. It turning the table back around for us. They're coming to us. So, and then down here you can go see like how it works. It kind of breaks things down. I try to be as transparent as possible. And this is version 1. I'm going to keep tweaking this, but this is just meant to like this is almost like a real this is just like a lesson. This is just a lesson on monetization, how to think strategically, and how to see what levers you want to put. You say that's not enough money, that's not enough people. Increase do two cities, or it's up to you. Um, for example, like let's see if I just like I really go ham. So I'm doing 25,000 because I'm just aggressive. My newsletter, I don't think it's gonna change anything for some of these, and you'll see how it's the only thing you can change is what you charge. Because I'm not gonna send more newsletters per week because let's say I have like 9,000 people. What you'll see if I go down here, it didn't change because the only lever I can pull now is because I have finite amount of slots and I'm only gonna send it out so many times. So now I can charge double though, right? I could charge double because I have more subscribers. So that's how I would change that. Same thing with this is I've already maxed out on my slots. More people want it, but so I have to up my price. I have to double my price. So that's essentially this is just business 101. So now 6,000, 4,800. Let's go ahead and also um go ahead and put this up 150 and $6,000. Postcards are good. So now just by pulling some levers and trying to shoot for these goals, I can make $26,000 a month, $316,000, a year. And then if I really want to go crazy, I start adding, I do this again in another city that's next to me or something like that, right? But basically this is what I'm talking about. I know everyone wants to be a millionaire. I know everyone wants to be a millionaire. Everyone wants to be rich, Lamborghinis, mansions, but can we get here first? Like, can we get here first? Not even here. Listen, I know some of you guys, let's go down, let's drop this down to conservative. Let's see what this looks like. This thing went back up crazy. It's sticking like I mess with all the thing. It's like 20 you can make. So let's just see. So social followers, you're number one is you're making like let's just say actually by yes, let's mess with this lever actually. So you're probably making 1,000 a month here on social sponsorships. Newsletter, let's see. Yeah, you're making like 500 bucks from a newsletter, maybe. And you're not sending out every week because you don't have enough people. Uh Direct relations, I think you can make some money on. Let's just see the traffic. Yeah, I think you can make I think the directory is a little special. Um let's just bring it down to like 20,000 like 20 like 2,000. And this is every month. This is just like every month. And then we got to definitely fix this. Uh I think you're doing one postcard, um 16 slots, just trying to oh yeah. It's not really taking an account of like the actual price of things. So we'll fix that. But I think so. I think 6,700, um, 6,700, easy, easy. Maybe some of these can be tweaked. maybe you could squeeze a little bit more out of this. Maybe you say, okay, I'm at this point, I'm actually going to go ham on postcards. So I actually am going to do 2 postcards a month because I have these other things working for me and I can kind of get aggressive with the postcards. Um, so now you're under $10,000 and every month it gets easier. Every month you're trying to hit new numbers. Um, so I think that this to me seems like you just come mess around with it. Um, so I don't want to beat a dead horse. I think I told you guys about there's a couple things I want to cover and I'll let you guys go. Number one is this AI assistant that's coming soon. I think I told you about it. This is going to help you prospect and do different things inside of here. It's gonna understand your campaigns and your customers and all that stuff. It's gonna understand this strategy. We're gonna build certain things in here to even help with the strategy. So the AI assistant is gonna be there to like really be like your partner. Like everything that I know, I'm gonna teach it. So stay tuned for this. That's coming soon. I want to shout out Ben Kaiser. 17 days ago, he filled a postcard. So I created this thing to post wins. People haven't noticed it yet, I don't think. So we want to see if people are winning. But right now we just have filled postcards, sold a slot. So even when you sell slots, let's celebrate. Um, and then I have a message center. You guys can send me messages. People are sending me messages. People are giving me feedback. I love active people. So I communicate this and this. You guys can't communicate with each other. You can communicate with me. So like you guys can ask me questions and I can help you. And then we're gonna start pushing out more announcements. Um, I got more stuff to announce. So just trying to cover up any of the things I didn't think about. So you'll start checking out the announcements, and I'll start telling you when things are coming. But yeah, this channel we're gonna go crazy with this whole Tycoon strategy. We're not abandoning the 9x12 community cards. I got a new for those of you guys who signed up for the template club people. Where's it at? 27 bucks. You get lifetime free templates. I got more templates coming out. So I got more of these templates, community card templates, and I have social media templates as well coming out. So those will be for purchase, or if you're a template club, you'll get those for free in your email. We got a bunch of stuff coming. We have my YouTube videos are going to be beamed in here. My podcast that I'm launching for you guys is gonna be beamed in here. And the way the podcast is gonna work is I introduced this new type of player. So when you play,
So I was looking at the stack of research you sent over last night, and I have to be honest, my first
you can do stuff and it's still
okay,
playing.
first instinct,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
if there was a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just like
I saw the headline, Nike
work and
download
listen.
versus community card, and I just thought,
So you guys heard like AI, which I know like AI, I can't I can't make enough content for you guys. So what I've done is I've created a system where I create lessons and then I use a conversational AI where they talk back and forth to teach the lesson. It's just meant to be a passive way to learn something while you're working in here and doing other stuff. So I'm trying to make this be like a dashboard where you guys can like literally just like there's no excuse not to have the knowledge and the strategy and understanding to make money. It's like I'm going to add more things like this, more calculators and more planning tools and more celebration tools and more community based tools. Also, like I said, so the reason I started you the podcast thing is because my podcast that I'm doing where I'm talking, not AI, is going to be in here too. So you'll be able to listen to that while you work. My podcast is also going to be out in the world on all the podcasting platforms. I'm going to be my YouTube videos in here, and we're going to launch the community forum under the community section where you guys can also post the things you're working on, the things you guys offer, the things that you guys have as well. So look at this as like a town and we're just living in this town and just all these things for everyone depending on who you are and what you want. So all right, I hope this video helped you. I'm starting to ask for, like, please subscribe to the channel. I'm not good at asking for that. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Please sign up for the software. Even if you're not running campaigns, it's all we need is your email and a password, and then you're gonna start getting emails from me.